And we are live. We are live.
Hello.
We're just going to wait for a
Hello, world.
second. Is it we are live or no? We are not live. Let's. Well, yeah. Hello, people. Hello, everyone. Hello, my dear friend Clau. How's it going, brother?
My friend. Everything really good.
Really
Thank
good.
you.
Really good.
Yeah,
Good. Okay,
yeah.
that's
After
awesome.
the Dynafest,
Oh man, look at this. We're going to talk about this a little bit just to
we
inform people what it was, But today we have a special day, a very special day, because we have two reveals, big reveals. We're going to have, of course, in just a couple of minutes, our special guest, our dear friend Will Harbottle. But before that, we are going to explain the dynamic of these live streaming, today's live streaming, because we usually do this in Spanish, but sometimes we have a special live streaming like today. And the first question we are going to ask to the audience is, can you hear us? Can you see us? Is everything working okay?
you hear us clearly and loud. Yeah, we usually have technical issues in our live streamings.
Yeah.
It's like a tradition.
It's part of the show. It's part of the show.
We have technical issues.
Yeah. Well, no one is saying that they hear us. Can everyone looking forward to the broadcast? Is saying
we have many messages. I'm going to display some of the messages we have here.
Yes, sir.
Mostly, many of them in Spanish, of our community, our kind community. Hello there, everybody. Buenas noches, gente. Here says Walter Hedmund, a great friend of us. Thank you, Daniel. Says Gerard Valles. I can't read the.
Ballesteros.
Ballesteros.
Yeah.
Hello, Willie Cooper. This says anybody here? Daria Santiago, hi.
¿Por qué hablan en English? People. Our part of our audience here is asking why we are talking in English and speaking in English, and the reason why is because we have a special program today. We're going to be showcasing two statues. One is from Mr. William Harbottle, deep down from Pulp Vixen Line. He's going to be
Hawana,
just in
Kalili.
a couple of seconds from now. Yes, and the other one is a brand new Hulk premium format I sculpted. Today was the reveal, and today we're going to show that statue, and this is for the community of the North American community, the central part of the world, and the south part of the world as well. And at the end of this live streaming, close to the end, we are going to be doing some giveaways, sorteos, para aquellos que hablan nuestro idioma, for those Spanish speakers, because we are going to give some giveaways of master classes and classes and stuff like that is in Spanish, so that's why it's not for the English speakers. And yes, sir. And I think we can just introduce our dear friend, because we have a lot to talk and to show, right?
We can start,
What do you say? Oh, do you prefer to say hello to some of the people here, like Agustin Ortega, Leon Siles, Luxor Design?
Can I go to the bathroom, please?
Yeah.
This is a common phrase in the English classes of every school in Argentina. So at least a bilingual.
It's the first thing you learn in an English class. In Argentina. Brian Sandoval from Peru. We have people, of course, from Argentina.
Everyone.
Yes, sir. Well,
we have many guys here in our live stream, so we can introduce our guest.
We can introduce our special guest, right? In 3, in 2, in 1, and I want you to be prepared for our sound effects.
Yes.
Be prepared. So
Okay.
3, 2, 1. There you go. It was the applause.
I was ready this time.
How's it going, brother?
Great. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. We're doing great. Prepared for this big show today?
I have a technical question for you already.
Sure.
Last time we did this, my windows floated on top, but now they aren't. What am I doing wrong? You guys, like, if I tap my screen off of you, then you guys go behind.
No, but
yeah, I know. You're saying you're talking about the always display
on top. Yeah.
That feature what you display. I don't really know how to do that. I don't really remember.
But what's the issue? I'm not. What's the issue?
He's trying to share his screen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But then you guys will go away.
Yes.
But because you have one monitor or two monitors?
One. Yeah.
Well, that's the issue. Yeah.
No, it worked last time. It worked perfectly.
Yeah, last time it worked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
How?
I didn't do anything. Right now, you are in a browser window for me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
and I don't remember.
Honestly, I don't know. Those are the technical questions that it's hard to answer.
Let me check it out.
Okay,
we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
It's great. It's great to be here, and this is an extra special day. This is a double reveal.
It is a double review, dude.
Yeah,
it's a double.
That's pretty neat.
It's the first time, actually. Well, I think it's the first time ever we could say that in the history of Sideshow. I'm sure it is. Oh man, that's so fun. So we are going to talk.
Yeah, I'm so excited for people to see your Hulk. That's this is super fresh off the hot, right? I mean, today is the first time anyone has seen it at all, so they're going to get a real good behind the scenes. Soon.
Yeah. Today we just put some images, and then I saw the video. It's a video of Hulk just turning around with all the Hulks. The four of them.
Let me ask you a question. So when did you sculpt Hulk? Like what year was that? I mean, because I know it goes. We're working on stuff that isn't seen for maybe a year later, sometimes, or 6 months. But
it's a good question. Actually, I don't know. I can check. I will.
I first saw it when it was output, when it was printed. And
it was.
'cause I didn't know you were working on it. Sometimes our paths don't cross for a while, and I didn't know what you were working on. And when I saw that thing, so when I saw that thing, I was like, "Holy smokes! Now that is the Hulk." That is.
Yeah. But it's true. I think I started.
It's got to be like a year ago or something, right?
Yeah, but the end of 2022. At the end of 2022.
Okay. Wow.
And I think I started maybe I finished it by March of this year, maybe of last year, March 2023. I think I finished it, but I can't remember actually.
So about a year.
About a year. Yeah, actually sometimes
it's
faster than others.
Yes, no, it all depends on what's going on. But I like I said, I think I'd heard that you're working on it, but I didn't get a chance to see it. Because we're not in the same country, even.
Exactly.
So, but I didn't really get to see it until it was printed out.
That's a good point.
It's huge. It's huge, dude.
I didn't see it in person.
It's the Hulk.
It is. It is. How meters? How tall it is?
Yeah, right.
Man.
It's life size. No. It's
no. But the last time I was there, I think I was. They were photo shooting. No, they weren't photo shooting him. They were just doing some modifications to paint, something like that, and they just move it from to another part, and I miss it, and I forgot to ask it again. Yeah, and just for an inch.
Oh, that's a bummer.
I didn't see it. Yeah,
it's not only is it fun to see the stuff that you make, but it's really important, and I think that that's something that I don't know if we've ever talked about before, but that's something that really helps us. Is being able to make something and then see it in the real world, and make it and see it in the real world, and make it and see it in the real world. It's a benefit that we have working at Sideshow that can really, really help. When you see it, it changes how you sculpt the next piece.
yes, 100%. Yeah.
So-
Actually, I'm what I do is print them during the process. Just have
Yes.
little versions of the different scales,
Yeah.
like I don't know, 1
Which you
5,
have,
1
like-
6.
Behind you, yeah. Aren't there some examples behind you, or there used to be?
Mostly,
Yeah.
well, you did you assemble all your pieces already? From the Dynafest, you done it. You
No,
took your pieces
no,
to-
no. Actually, no.
Well, it's empty. Actually, it's empty.
If I do this, it's going to be empty, because for Dynafest we brought all my statues.
Yeah,
not
we
not
took-
all, everyone, because I put all, different ones, and I have them still in the boxes. I didn't have time to unpack them and put it
it's
there.
a full-time job to
Yeah, it's a
assemble.
full-time
Yeah,
job.
that's a big
man.
job. I know,
It's a
man.
big shit, dude.
That is a big job. Totally.
It takes a lot of time. I mean, to
Yeah,
pack them
I had-
again, every single time that I have to do is an entire day. If I have to move like
Yeah. Oh no.
10 statues, could take, I don't know, more than half a day. Just put it in the boxes.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
don't break anything, of course, because you can't do that. But anyway, yeah, it was a hard job. But anyway, we are going to talk today about this beauty you did for the second time. I mean, not the second time. The second time,
No.
your Pulp Vixen's
Yeah.
line, because your
Right. The second
your
figure, right? Yeah.
second
The second
figure of
figure.
the line, because it's
Great.
your female number 20-ish, 10-ish. How many females did you sculpted for
50-ish,
Sideshow?
50-ish.
That's a lot. A lot of them.
It's probably I know. I never counted. I suppose we got to be in the 40s probably. Yeah.
40.
40s. Whoa.
Probably. Yeah. Probably.
Yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
Because remember, I did a bunch before I came to the Sideshow. Shoot, I did a whole bunch there. Yeah. So.
Oh man.
I probably did I probably did 10. No, maybe more. I probably might have done 15 there. 12, 15.
Yeah.
something like that. Yeah, so-
Do you remember how many
anyway,
statues in total you did for Sideshow? No, really, right?
No, it makes me feel old.
Countless.
No. The other day I was counting
it's just
mine.
experienced, not.
It is
Oh, there you go.
experience.
Not old, experience.
Yeah, dude. It is. But I was counting mines, and I think I got 21 released, and 20. There is 2 more that no one saw it yet. So it is about 23.
Why don't you tell us
statues.
why don't you tell us what those are? Just to start off the conversation.
I can't remember all of them. But
I mean the two that haven't been shown yet. Just
no, I can't say anything.
it's hard to sit
It
on
could
that
be
information.
my last day at Sideshow if I did it.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I was only kidding. We need you. We need you.
Oh man, okay. Let's start showing. I want to show people if no one had a chance to see it yet. This is Deep Down. I have a no. Let me show first the video, because I have the video and I download it, so it's not going to.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah, it's not going to freeze or anything like that.
We don't have
Let
any
me
technically. We're not going
today
to
is
have any
going to
technical
play
issues.
perfectly. Play. Let me do this.
We've worked that out.
Oh yeah. Let me do it. This is the entire video, so let's going to put play.
Sideshow presents
There we go.
Pulp Vixens. Enter a world of kitten-heeled killers fighting a sinister shadow organization. High stakes and highly classified action. Meet the Pulp Vixens. Episode 1, Mr. Sin. Featuring Ursula Strand, a stunning starlet facing down a madman, monster, mastermind. Can she act innocent with the villain closing in? Find out in Mr. Sin. Pulp Vixens, Episode 2, Deep Down, featuring Hawana Kalili. This is No Day at the Beach. A dancer dives into her family's past and finds secrets under the surface in Deep Down. They're putting the fatal in femme fatale. Watch your back. The Pulp Vixens are on the job.
Bravo. Oh man, those
I
are
mean,
awesome.
Our media team is so good. I mean, they just
So good.
They are
That's true.
they are great. Yeah.
I so love the 70s smooth, 60s, 70s smooth with the guy speaking like a movie trailer.
Yeah, they are so good. Yeah.
Yeah,
it was so much fun to participate in putting that together and stuff. It was neat.
It's awesome, man. And this
did they when the video was made, they ask you for feedback on how to express some of the ideas of the presentation?
Yes, I was. Well, I mean, I was aware as they were putting it together, so they would bounce some things off me, but that's really their baby. But of course, I had some ideas and stuff. But it was their magic. But I contributed some thoughts.
Cool, awesome.
That's so cool.
How do you came up with this? We talked about this in the last time you've been here, but how did you came up with this idea of making this mise-en-scène line, Pulp Vixen, the Pulp Vixen line? That now you have this Hawana Kalili, that I love her name.
The name is awesome.
Hawana Kalili. It's like a.
Did you made a name?
Musical. Yeah, I did. I researched some. I'm a research nut. It's funny. I'm such a research and reference junkie. I actually have those flippers. I bought them on eBay because I wanted to have. I mean, they're sitting over on the table right here. Like all this stuff, like the accessories and stuff like that. A lot of times I'll just buy that stuff from eBay just to have it sitting around me and so I can look at. Anyway, but for the name,
that's an interesting fact.
Yeah.
Actually, you
bought stuff. I have some other props.
I
have some other props I could show you, but those are for upcoming figures, so I don't.
No,
it's not. Like the thing that's sitting right here is actually for a figure that hasn't been shown yet. Anyway, so anyway, back to the name. I researched, as best I could, Hawaiian words and native Hawaiian language, and so her name is Hawaiian, and I'll let people figure out what it means. But it was chosen specifically for her, and I love that it's got like a music to it when you say it, Hawana Kalili. It just sounds neat.
It sounds awesome.
So you have an Easter egg in the name already.
Yeah, the name, you're right.
Means something.
There you go. Yeah, there you go.
Okay. You have to look up, guys. What's Hawana Kalili means?
Now watch, I'll probably be wrong. It'll probably, hopefully I'm not wrong, because it's hard to learn a little bit of a language. You know what I mean? It's hard to make sense of just a couple of words here and there, because you could be misinterpreting that. So hopefully it is what I intended, but whatever. At least it sounds good.
Cool. Good. Yeah.
Here we have a question from the audience from Andres Pinisha.
Sure.
It says, "This line will continue with more pieces?"
That is the hope.
Okay.
That is the plan. That is the plan and the hope. But we of course can never promise anything, because who knows what's going to happen with the world. But that is the hope and the plan. Yes, there are several others. There are several others that are lined up, ready to go. So
nice.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, NDA.
I can say this, that we are really, really, really pleased and honored by the reception. It has been amazing. They've done very well for us, and we're super happy and proud and thankful to all the people out there. It's been great so far. So knock on wood.
That's a good man. And what does it feel to work with your wife? Because Kat Sepane, the painter here, is Will's wife. So it is a second statue that she painted. But she painted way more of your statues.
She's painted many of our. But these two were really close. We worked closely together on them, probably more so than we normally do. But this is a little teaser for down the road. Some of the listeners may be aware that we do a behind the scenes paint video occasionally. And there is a behind the scenes paint video of both of these pieces that will be released soon, hopefully. And
awesome.
That's really neat. In the first one, we did the Mr. Sin one. I actually sat in and we did the voiceover together. So we watched the whole video, and we were talking about the whole thing. And so it reminds me of, because I had wanted to talk about the paint last time about Mr. Sin, and we just, we had so many things we were talking about that we didn't end up talking about it. But for both of these pieces, the paint actually became its own character. Like in Mr. Sin, we were so happy with how that thing turned out. We wanted to have the lighting play a big part.
Awesome.
And so just to jump to the end, I was watching her, I'd come in and we'd talk about it, and then I'd leave and I wouldn't see it again for another couple of days or a week or something like that. And I came back. But as it was starting to come together, I remember one day she put it all together on her desk and she wasn't there. And I walked in, and Mr. Sin, it looks like it's lit by candlelight. And that's what we had been shooting for from the beginning. We wanted it to feel like you are in this place. Even when it's in regular lighting with overhead normal lighting and stuff like that, it looks like it's in candlelight. I said to her when we were doing this voiceover video, I was like, I never expected the lighting to become the third character, and it really is. It's one of those things that to capture in photographs. You see it in the videos, it comes through in the videos a little bit better. But so for both of these things, the lighting really brings so much drama to it, and it looks like a lot of the story comes from how it's lit. One of the things we did, really intentionally though, was we wanted the portraits of both pieces to be openly lit. So you have this entrance to the figure. You can always look like if you just look at that, any of those shots. So like say for Deep Down, her portrait is fairly naturally lit, and then the drama of the lighting sort of silhouette or halos out from it, sort of vignettes it.
Looks like a vignette. Yeah.
Yes, it's got a bit of a vignette feel to it. So you always can access, because it was really important to us that you can access the figure. If there was too much dramatic lighting on the face, then it might be hard to relate to it. You know what I mean? But for both pieces, you have that entrance to the figure through the face, and then you can, then you see all the sort of drama. So, in this particular case, for Deep Down, the lighting, the lighting's warm on her face, and like I said, it's more open. But then as you get to the extremities and down to the squid, the lighting gets much cooler, and it's darker, and so it really makes it feel like there's this depth between where she is and down below where the monster is. So anyway, that was fun. So I didn't mean to go off on a total tangent on the paint, but it was something I had meant to talk about last time, because we're so stoked about how they turned out. I mentioned last time that both of these figures are challenging. You know what I mean? They're not like just a simple museum pose of of a person standing there. We wanted
a lot of things going on at the same time. It's a storytelling. You're telling a story.
We wanted to celebrate the art form. I know, Danny, you personally are a huge fan of just statue making. Pop figure statue making, which is this kind of relatively new thing. And so it was very intentional for us to celebrate and to push the boundaries of what is possible. And the boundaries will continue to be pushed, because things, I believe it's been told and shown that there are some lighting effects that will be incorporated into both of these pieces that add even another dimension to it. with Mr. Sin, the back
Yeah.
piece lights up, and
Yeah.
and so there are some lighting effects on her as
The lit,
well.
yeah.
Is the hope and the intent at this point.
Mm.
So it looks pretty neat when it's
Yeah,
all.
I mean, the
doing
first
its
time I
thing.
saw the Mr. Singh, I saw it in the video department. The big room.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, in the back part of that room, I was about to shoot some videos of Batgirl and Green Lantern, and that piece was just right in the corner. And one of the lights from the ones I was using to lead me in the in the video, it was just giving her some kind of low intensity light, and then when I just move across around her, it looks like a candlelight. Because
I know,
all the
right?
rest of the statue, it is like with shadow, and even if you want to see it, is going to be like with those what do you call gradients, and it's kind of vignette, and it's awesome. It's awesome to see it in person. When people have the chance to see it in person for the first time, they want to be crazy because it's amazing. And actually, the time we show the pictures, actually these pictures, I don't know. This is I'm asking you, are these samples or the prototypes? Samples?
I know for
Mr.
a fact that Mr. Sin was definitely a production piece.
A production piece.
A production sample. Yeah.
Sample.
I'm not positive about her.
Yeah, but the other one, it was impressive. I mean,
yes,
I didn't see the prototype. I just saw the sample, and it was awesome. So I can imagine the prototype is even better, as it usually is, of course. But
they did such a fantastic job in production of both of these pieces. Again, because they're challenging and they're challenging in the paint area. We really wanted to make sure that all that stuff was solved and taken care of before people saw it. So that what basically to the best of our ability, what you see is what you get. I mean, we always try to do that, but with paint jobs that were this dramatic and challenging, we wanted to make sure that we had all that stuff worked out. So, like I said, I wish I could tell you. I forgot to ask.
No, it's okay. It's okay. But, we have a lot of great comments and questions here. But before that, would you like to jump into the ZBrush file? I want to see it. Of course, I want to see it.
Now I got to.
Let me. This is the reason why I'm here.
Hang on.
Well, Lautaro, would you like to share some of the comments, Clau?
Yes, we have Lautaro Bonot that says, congrats, Will. I love the way you can feel like the whole piece is floating. You really nailed it there, man. Yeah, because the effects on the hair and the hair. Also, you talk about the painting. I just wanted to tell you that silver look that has in her legs, that gives that sensation of depth, is so awesome. Also awesome.
Beautiful.
Because gives the character you were telling us.
The color palette. Kate. Did you send some reference to Kat, or just Kat did her job and because the color palette is awesome. I mean, the underwater color palette, those like a blue,
saturated in the bottom.
Yeah, kind of greenish.
I gave her some things to work from, but she brought a lot to it. I mean, like if we're going back to Mr. Sin for a minute, I found a bunch of photographs of things lit by candlelight, so it was just to kind of show her where I was coming from and what I was thinking. I mean, like, she's great, and she's a reference junkie too. So I kind of gave her some stuff that I was thinking about, and then she dug in deep from there, like like the squid down. Yeah, she dug deep down. The squid creature, I had my reference, but sometimes my reference isn't as helpful for color because I I know, Danny, you sculpted color. You add color from the beginning. It's not something I'm comfortable with. I don't see in color. I don't think in color. So I tend to do it as you see it here, where it's
you are a black and
black
white
and
guy.
white. Yeah, I'm a black and white guy, really.
A sculptor.
So sometimes she has to read my mind, or we have to have conversations or whatever. But that underwater palette that was all her.
It's an awesome shop. Awesome shop.
Yeah. So sometimes what happened with the sculpts I do, I paint them while I'm sculpting, and then when I give the renders to the painters as a paint guy, they always push the boundaries of the colors and the palettes and everything, and it's like I don't have that kind of sensitivity for the color, because I'm not a painter, and they are, and it shows.
Right.
When you can see that it shows when they put their hands on the paint. Look at that! Look at the beautiful.
It's awesome that at Sideshow we're surrounded by all these great artists who each contribute. They contribute their own parts to it, from the video team to the sculptors, painters, the mold and cast team is incredible. They go, everybody is at the top of their game at Sideshow, and it helps to I'm sure you feel the same way, Danny. It keeps us on our toes and keeps us pushing things.
They are. We have a great team. I mean, that's the reason why every single piece looks so stunning, because it's not just us. It is an entire team working together to do the best for every single statue. And that's what is that? It's
a
Moby
whale.
Dick.
It's a Moby Dick.
It's Moby Dick, man. Yeah. That's her charm.
The harpoon?
That's the charm on your necklace.
Oh,
No,
look at that
it's
necklace. Every single detail, dude.
Awesome.
That's fantastic.
Well, I was about to ask you, because you used to design these things to tell a story through details. So
yes.
There is one of the details that I can assure that you didn't put that whale just because you think about it, because why it wasn't, you had that whale there like Moby Dick?
Well, I can't tell you.
Okay.
No, like we spoke about for Mr. Sin. I mean, for at least the time being, it's fun to let people, like I won't even show you all the things, because it's fun to let people explore it. And I'm sure you guys feel this way too. When you have a statue, it's fun to look at it and go, "Oh man, I never noticed that before." As you get to know it better.
You don't want us to spoil the fun. Yeah.
Yes, exactly, right. So I'll show some details and stuff here. But one of the things that I really had fun with was, we like the video. The whole line is got a vintage feel to it. We're talking about middle to late 60s, and so I wanted all of the scuba gear to be as accurate and as authentic as I could get it. And me, I love to model stuff, so I really got into how all of this stuff works. I mean, this is all super vintage, accurate, scuba gear, down to like the mouthpiece and the screws and the way the hose works, and like her the mask is straight up,
Was it hard to find the proper references?
Well, like I said, a lot of the stuff I bought. I went on eBay.
But I mean,
get a picture.
But the scuba, the entire the scuba tanks and all the
No. It's funny. There are
which stuff did you bought?
Yeah, which stuff did you buy?
Which ones?
Did you buy it?
I have a mask. I have the flippers. I have
the harpoon.
No, that actually is inspired by a movie poster. I'll let people see if they can figure out which movie poster it comes from. But the harpoon gun is modeled straight from an awesome old movie poster. So anyway, I find stuff all over the place. But
Jaws.
What's that? No,
Jaw.
no.
No.
In my world, man, I'm into spies and stuff. So that's as much as I'll go.
James Bond.
Did you bought the swimsuit too?
I wish. No, I wish. Right? That's cool. Oh, I have the knife. The knife. The knife.
The
yeah.
knife.
That's
like
an
a
old...
Rambo knife, right? It's like a
No, it's a dive knife. It goes into her little holster here.
But I mean, does it have any special treatment for the water or something like that? No, it's just a knife, a big knife.
Yeah, it's just a knife. Yeah, it's just a big knife. I think I've heard them called like shark knives. In case you get
you can kill a shark with that.
I guess so. If it's you or the shark, you gotta pick and choose. But I learned a lot about how all this stuff works. Like there's this special little rod that hangs down from the side. If you're in an emergency, you pull down that little rod down there and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, so that stuff I have so much fun with. Yeah, I'll show you another. Part of. Oops, I got the. Here we go. Let's take a look at the this hatch here, which I again, like I said, I love to sculpt figures, but I really love modeling. Machinery.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there is something
that's okay.
Really that's I just find out that you press on that B3 and it's a pre-selection.
Yeah,
I never saw it. I never see it in my life.
Dude,
what is that?
Look, full figure.
Yeah.
Oh,
those
Jesus. It's the first time I see
cool,
that.
Right?
It's really cool.
2020.
Come on,
Oh, really? I never put attention to that.
Different visibilities in your.
Man, that will save so much time for me.
Dude.
I feel so dumb.
So helpful. Yeah, no, it's so helpful.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so yeah, we'll get to all this other stuff, but let's take a look at. Hang on a second. Let's take a look.
Please.
Anyway, this hatch. Anyway, so here's part of some of the story and stuff like that. Is this hatch is modeled after a World War II submarine. It's super accurate. I mean, check out this.
Look at that
door,
all the intricate mechanisms.
You turn this handle, and these big things come and they seal the door closed and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the gears that make all that stuff turn and come out and everything. So I had a blast with that. Anyway, so part of the story is this.
Could you zoom in? Could you zoom in a little bit more? So
let
people
me,
can see the.
I just want the hat. Yeah, I want to turn off. Hang on a second. I can do this here
because the details are awesome, man. You're just.
Let me turn off this.
Inspiring people to go and model stuff.
Modeling is my great love. I mean, anyway, so there's just the door from the inside. So you crank on. You crank this thing and it pushes these big plates out, but these are the hooks that go and latch on the inside of the door. So those guys, they anyway. So it was a lot of fun. Look, I even have the little crap. It's hard to make this thing. It's a big file, so it's hard to make it.
I know.
These things. I even have these little. They're called cotter keys, the little keys that go through there to keep that thing in place and stuff like that. Anyway, so I researched the heck out of this thing.
So you did a master in
nuclear
engineering. Engineering.
I can basically I can build you a sub now. But here is some of the fun little details, like you see the star on the door.
12. Came the 12.
We'll get to that, Claudia. Hold on.
The star.
Yeah,
the welding.
The star. Yeah, see, because the star
is a Russian.
It's a Russian sub. That's exactly right. It's a Russian sub that has been stolen, and so they painted over the star and they put their own nameplate on the door.
That's so cool.
So this is the evil organization. Evil geniuses. That's in Russian. That's Camera 12 is what it is, and Camera 12 means Chamber 12. Room 12 or Chamber 12. And so Chamber 12, you don't want to cross Camera 12. That's where the bad guy scientists hang out. So that's all.
I think you need to make a video with the video team talking about all these tiny details in a full video showing the piece, showcasing the statue with all these tiny things, because these are awesome. I mean, it adds so much value to the entire statue.
It's fun.
Man, you have to do it.
Yeah,
look at that.
We need to have the comic of this series.
Yeah,
because
there we go. See, now we're talking. So this is a submarine telephone, which I also researched the heck out of. More Russian writing and stuff there, but I had such a good time doing this stuff. You know how you got this is the intercom for like talking to the rest of the ship, and this is just the direct line. That's the handset. But look how it's got this like little clip up here, so that if you get rough water, the phone doesn't fall out.
Man.
See that little clip on top there? I mean, like, I just had a blast.
And the bell, is that a bell? Up there? Wow.
Yeah, that's so like that's how the phone rings, man.
That's so cool, man. It's so awesome.
Anyway,
how much time do you invest in researching the things?
What's that?
How much time do you invest in researching these things to be as accurate as you like to do it?
It's hard to say, because a lot of this stuff, I just do in my own time for fun. You know what I mean? I'm sitting there in front of TV, scrolling through on my phone or whatever. A long time though. I mean, a long time to find what I'm looking for. Because, like I said, there's something about. I have great respect here. I just want to bring you guys back up so I can see you guys when I'm talking to you. Anyway, I have such great respect for people who can just pull everything out of their imaginations. But that's not me. I need to be inspired by reality in some way or another. I mean, even if it's a full comic book character and whatever, I like to just I get inspired by reality. So there's things that I would just never think to add. That are there in reality, and
actually, Will, you're bringing this from your imagination. You're just using reference to make it look real, but you're using your imagination and creativity. So this is it's a
different kind. Like
it's different.
I don't have the one that I want, which is just that ability to pull just stuff out of nothing.
Yeah.
But I found my workaround with reference. So I have tons, gigabytes and gigabytes and gigabytes of reference. Anything that I look at, anything that I think is cool, I just save it, and put it in a folder someplace. Anyway, so
that's awesome, man.
But
that's awesome.
We'll take a quick look here at the.
No, the good thing is that you have your creativity in the storytelling, and then you look for the pieces to assemble everything, and then you tell the story.
Basically, yeah.
It's awesome.
So here's just an isolation of
tentacles.
The creature. The creature.
Oh man, look at the eye.
His eyeball staring up at her. Yeah, she's about ready to. She's about ready to shoot it right in the eye. That's kind of what's going on there. If she's if she can. This also is based on a real thing, man. It's I did all this research, and there are some crazy creatures. Dude. I think that in reality, I depicted it a little on the small side, to be honest with you.
Really?
There are.
It's a kraken.
There really are. There are there's a phenomenon called abyssal gigantism. And abyssal means from the abyss, from the bottom of the ocean, basically. And gigantism means, this weird tendency to be incredibly huge. So, you have the giant squid, which,
yes, it's like meters long.
Yeah, but people haven't seen too many of them. I mean, I think there's only been one small short video of one ever caught alive, and then a couple of their bodies have washed up on shore. So, and they're half decayed and eaten or whatever.
Yeah.
So, not much is really known about them. But then there's another one called a colossal squid, and that's what this is. And they are huge, dude. They are freaking huge. Yeah. So I mean, I forget.
They have tentacles and those kind of I don't know what are those different kind of tentacles, right?
Yes, they actually have. Yeah, I forget. On a squid. Yeah, let me go back to the thing here. On a squid. This is so much more information than your audience cares about. But this is the stuff that turns me on. So
people love it.
On a squid, it actually only has. Squids only have 2 tentacles. That's this thing, this sort of leaf-shaped thing here. And the other, they only have 2. And this is the other one. I don't know if can you see that where it's cut off?
Yeah,
She cut one of them off. That's that's where it's kind of bleeding there a little bit. Anyway, it has those are what it uses to grab its prey and pull it into its mouth. Anyway, the other things, it's got 8 arms and 2 tentacles. This is what I learned in my research. So the other things are called arms. Yeah. Anyway, dude, they are so wicked. Colossal squid. I didn't include them because they would have been too small and fragile. But colossal squid actually, they have teeth.
Yeah,
they have teeth around the suckers.
I heard about it.
Isn't that crazy?
It's
have you
super
ever
crazy.
seen? There are other squid besides just the colossal that have that. And so if somebody gets one attached to them, it actually
painful.
Makes rings of it cuts rings into where its suckers grab on. Crazy town, yeah. Whoa. You're not getting away from it.
No.
She's in trouble. Anyway,
what did they eat? Like a sharks, whales? What did they eat?
Well, I know sperm whales actually. Like she has Moby Dick. They eat squid. They eat the giant squids. That's really mostly what they eat. So there's these epic battles between giant whales and giant squids, and they fight all the time. I don't know what they eat. I don't think they don't eat whales, but they probably
look some
kind of fish.
That after this.
Yeah, it's terrifying. What's really down there. I was in the process of I want this creature and what do I want to do, and so I started doing research, and I'm like, I don't even need to make it up. This stuff is real.
It's so scary. It's so scary.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like the sea or any the water. I don't like to.
We're not going
go
to find a
beach.
giant squid in Mar de Ajó or something.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, if you go to the beach, and I had vacations recently, and we went to the beach. It was a nice place, and then you're just in the water. I was walking, between in the sand, let's say in the wet sand, where the water just touches a little bit and it goes back again to the sea, and a big Medusa just appeared really close to me. The Medusas, who we call it? No, you don't call it Medusa.
Yeah.
Is that a jellyfish?
Jellyfish.
The
jellyfish. The jellyfish. Those. I think it was kind of dead, but it doesn't matter because if you touch it, it would burn. Yeah, it would burn your skin.
Your skin. Yeah.
Just imagine if you're just I don't know, swimming there, having a good time, and then one of these freaking creatures just stuck in your skin. It's awful. And then a giant squid just appeared, and then you're over. It's over.
Yeah. So that was all fun stuff. Let's see, what else can we look at here?
Oh man, people have a lot of questions. We're going to shoot some questions.
Go for it. Yeah.
How did you? How much? How much? How did you? Yeah. Brian Sandoval asks, how long did it take to make this sculpture with so many details, dear William?
This is similar to the way Mr. Sin went. Since most everything, Sideshow. Let's just step back here and say, Sideshow supported this project 150%. I mean, they were so behind it, and everybody, was so excited and into it that they really gave me the whole freedom to kind of do whatever I wanted. Anyway, so with that freedom actually comes speed, because I knew exactly what I was doing. I knew exactly what I wanted. I knew exactly where I wanted everything to be. I mean, I would consult with people like, hey, do you think this is better than this? Kat or Rich or Ian, and multiple people that I would show stuff to. Other people in house who really helped a lot. But ultimately, the choices, for the most part, came down to me. And when that's the case, man, you can move fast. Because you don't have to wait to get feedback, and then somebody anyway, it frees your energy to really go quickly. So this piece, I would say, probably probably took 3 months total, but there's a lot in it. You know what I mean? So for me, that's quick. For me, that's fast. Yeah.
It's really
with as much as there was going on there.
But it's true that if you have some back and forth all the time, it just takes
time. Yeah,
it takes some time, way more than that, way more. Even in simpler statues, you have to try different poses, you have to try different things, and if you had it in your mind, and actually, this is something that you previously sketch it, like, right? It's like a way before, something like that. You had kind of
excuse me. Yeah, no, I had done just sort of when I was, before I even shared it with anybody, when I was just kind of coming up with the idea, I tried a few different poses. This one, we really wanted her to be raised up and held by the tentacle. I mean, that was something that I wanted from the beginning. But you run into certain practicality issues. If she was swimming along like this and she was grabbed by the tentacle, you have a much more technically challenging sculpture in production. It's going to be way bigger. I mean, think about an 18-inch figure. If she was swimming, I mean, she's going to be 18 inches wide up there at the top, and then she's held by a long tentacle. Blah blah. Anyway, so we had to sort of figure out, how do we get all that drama and story in there, but in a statue that makes a good statue. You know what I mean? Because there are a lot of cool paintings or scenes or shots that you can imagine that don't necessarily translate into a good statue. So that's where we came up with the idea of okay, so the creature's coming up from below, and she is sort of being held by one leg, and she's leaning back, so you get a little more of a view of her face. And stuff like that. But anyway, so sometimes the a bit of the story moment evolves while you're creating the statue, because you got to work it out as you go a little bit. So anyway, back to your point, previous versions of her had her in different poses that were less practical for an actual statue. When I was just fooling around, just kind of having fun.
But I'm sorry, did you back and forth with yourself about, for example, I'm going to make this telephone for the hatch or any of these pieces, and then you said, nah, it doesn't look okay, it doesn't look nice, just delete it and start it again? Or this one was straightforward, like you started
you finished it? There was I'm trying to think. Yes, no, the it took a little while to figure out the base, because I couldn't have the whole squid, but I knew that I wanted this Soviet sub stuff as part of the story, and so I tried various ways of getting all that stuff to work. It was the base is really what took some time to figure out. Like, how do I get all that story into a really, a relatively small space? I mean, this is a big statue. You've seen it.
Yeah.
It's not crazy. It's not like a Hulk, but it's
it's really complex. I mean, it's extremely complicated.
How do you get? It's like the same thing happened with Mr. Sin. How do I get all this story into a practically compact package that still works? And you're happiest when these things that at first are limitations, like your first instinct is, I want it to be huge and I don't care. And then you step back and you go, but I want people to enjoy this piece. I want people to be able to buy it. I want people to be able to show it and and own it and I want to be able to share it with people. So sometimes your first instinct is like, well, if I change it, then that's a limitation, or that's a second choice. But sometimes your limitations actually open the door to something that's better, and that's that's what we're all looking for. Like, how do we get to that place where I can make it better because of the limitations. I hope that some of that comes across in these last two pieces.
There is a cool question about from Walter Helmund that it says, how do you know when to stop and consider the project is finished? This is a question that is very good because it's something that happened to everyone.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because you have so many intrinsic
details. You could go on forever. You could go on forever.
Do you like handle your days in a different? For example, what I usually do is put like daily daylines. For example, I'm going to tomorrow or in 3 days I need to have these hair done. But the thing is, the difference between a personal project, like a personal license, like this one, and maybe a Marvel license or DC license or whatever, or any other license, it is you can do it, and then you are going to receive a feedback, and then those 3 days are no longer 3 days anymore. They will be 5 or 6 or 7. Maybe in this, that's why you did it in 3 months, because otherwise it's kind of really fast time. People here asking you, like adding to.
Well, I do the same. For whatever it's worth, I do the same thing, Danny. I do the same thing. I don't tend to do it day by day. I do it week by week. So like. I sat down and said, 3 months is about average for me for any figure. So I start off and say, okay, 3 months is what I'm shooting for. And, I try to, fit in as much as I can get in 3 months, so, like if, and I block it out week by week. What do I hope to have accomplished each week for that 3 months? So I do that on every project. And, so when I say that I went really fast on this, it didn't take any less time, but I got more in it, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I was able to squeeze a lot more in that 3 months because there wasn't, a lot of discussion and whatever. So, I was happy with how much I could cram in there in 3 months.
With the
but anyway,
engineer?
I did the same thing as you. I plot out a schedule. What's that?
Counting engineering as well? Or engineering is a part.
We have, as you know, another great artist who does a lot of our actual keying nowadays. We all did it, we all did it back in the day. We did our own stuff, but it helps us move through projects a little bit quicker if we have some help doing the engineering. So what I tend to do is I call it like pre-engineer, so before I give it to Alfred, is the guy who's so good at doing all this stuff. I'll try to take it to a certain point, but I don't actually put in the keys and stuff like that. Let's see if I can show you a part because this is before it's engineered. But let me see if I'll take a look at this tentacle here and.
Okay. Meanwhile, now we are talking about engineering. Jaime is asking how many sculptors are involved in the engineering side of the final sculpt, making sure the cats and keys have enough tolerance. So we are just talking about that, Jaime, and Will is going to answer you.
Most of the engineering is done by Alfred. There are a couple other people who can fill in a pinch. Aaron has got tons of experience. Aaron McNaught is also another great artist at Sideshow. He's had a ton of experience doing engineering. But most of it goes through Alfred. So the process goes usually like before we're done sculpting, people who will be responsible for its production will take a look at it, and there'll be some discussions about, just preliminary discussions. How do you think we should break this down? Is it going to be balanced properly? Do we need to correct any of those things like that? How is it going to be attached? How is it going to be supported? So a lot of that stuff, it gets discussed, and we know where we're going before it actually has to get cut apart. But this piece is actually even earlier than that. I haven't cut it apart at all. But like what I would give to Alfred is, some of the basic general cuts. They may not be totally clean, but just like this is going to separate here, and it'll just to help on a really complicated piece like this. I needed to think about it as I was going. If I just handed him something like, with no thought at all, you might not be able to cut it apart. I mean, you have to be thinking about it a little bit all along. Otherwise, you could sculpt yourself into a corner that there's just no good way out of. So I try to think about that stuff really early on, and I'll be sculpting toward engineering the whole way. Even though I'm not doing the actual engineering anymore, for the most part.
We have another question, which is interesting, and I think I know the answer to this question. But I would like to know your answer, because actually, I will give to Pina Gain. The name I can't pronounce it is Pina Gain Begina Gain. Pina Gain. Begin again. If she's underwater, why her mask is off and mouthpiece out? Should have put the mask in the tentacle and a mouthpiece in another piece. I think, and this is just my vision of this. If you put stuff on a female portrait, any portrait, you're going to block the portrait to. For example, this is a very nice portrait, a lady portrait. Would you like to have her with the goggles and the mouthpiece on her mouth? I don't think so. So
exactly that is precisely why. However, hopefully I don't get in trouble for this. But if I have one regret about this piece, I wish that we had gone with an alternate head with it all on there, because I love that, and I think that could have been a really neat possibility. But quite frankly, I didn't think about it until I was done. I knew I wanted to show her face. I wanted you again, to have to connect with these characters that you don't know. I mean, you don't know their story. You don't know anything. To then cover the face completely like that would have been. I felt like it would have distanced the figure even more. But I wish it had occurred to me. Let's just do an alternate. You can have two heads, one with the mask and one without, and you can swap them out. Anyway, but I didn't think about it, and so
I think I have an alternate explanation, because I think
go for it.
That
he was fighting with the.
Yes. Oh yeah. No, she was fighting and it got knocked off.
Yeah, she was fighting.
A tentacle hit it and knocked that out. And so
she was just fighting. So everything goes off, and she need to give. I was going to put bubbles.
I was going to put bubbles coming out of the mouthpiece, but I learned mouthpieces don't leak. That's the whole point of them. When you take it out of your mouth, no air.
It doesn't do nothing.
So it doesn't do anything. I know. I was like,
except you purge. You
can make.
You can. Yeah.
That's for a modern one, though. That's for a modern one. I don't know if an old one
That's
like
true.
this you could
That's
do
true.
that. I'm not sure. I think you had to
true.
you have to suck through it. I don't know. Now we're getting into details.
You have the tentacle that it's taking her leg. So in that movement where she's pulled down, all her stuff is just going away. So she has to make a quick move to kill that beast because she's going to die.
That's the story behind why it's off. But of course, as Danny pointed out, the reality to make a better statue, we left it off for reasons in addition to the story.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you have to, let's say, decide if you want to have a better storytelling or more accurate, or something like a
better
more visual pleasant. Like, I want to see her face. Just it's only that. And actually, she can dive really deep. There are many people who can do that.
Yes.
Right? Like a dive with anything on mouthpiece or goggles or anything. But that's an interesting thing. Wow, man, so many questions and so many amazing comments about your work. Statue is absolutely mind blowing. There are so many. People love your.
One more question.
Dude.
Go for
You're
it.
a huge fan.
I don't know if it's a spoiler, so you tell me if you can answer it or not. At least with just a yes or no. But are all the pieces connected with some Easter egg that connects every piece all together?
Or the Pulp Vixen Line?
Yeah,
you mean
you have repeated Easter egg or something like that ends up connecting.
There's no single Easter egg that ties them all together, but they definitely all connect to the same story. No question about it.
Okay.
Like Mr. Sin, here's a little behind the scenes. Mr. Sin is very closely related to Camera 12, the organization that stole the submarine. Their stories and
she's a spy.
Other stories.
Is she a Russian spy?
Her?
Yeah. Mr. Sin?
Hawana. Oh, no, Mr. Sin? No. He's Chinese, but the Camera 12 isn't really Russian anymore either. They stole the sub.
Okay.
And they broke off. Blah blah blah. I don't want to get into too much of the story, but they are and all of there's a lot that ties them all together. We'll put it that way.
We need the Netflix series of these.
Yeah.
6 chapters and all the storytelling in that Netflix series.
Yeah.
Oops, I'm trying to show other stuff.
The face is beautiful.
Come here. Oh, there we go. Oh, there's the phone again. Sorry, I was just gonna show some different stuff while we were talking. I remember I was gonna show. This is what I was gonna show.
The lights.
I like these
lamps.
I like these.
Man. Love it too. Yeah. When I saw it was look at that detail.
In the final piece, fingers crossed. Like I said, things can change during production, so we can't promise anything. But they do light up. I mean, the version that we have in house
red light
now. They like a little like broken flickery kind of a thing. I don't want to go into too much detail because, like I said, things can change, and I don't want to promise what may not be there. But the hope and the intent is for those 2 lights to light up, and also there is a like deep like purple glow coming from like around the creature, like in the doorway down there around
inside.
The creature. So you got this sort of like from inside, yeah. So anyway, so we'll see around the creature, around the doorway, there's this kind of glow coming through. So anyway, that looks really, really neat too. So again, fingers crossed that survives, that we can make that happen for everybody, because that would be really cool.
Oh man, that's so awesome. So awesome. I mean, it's beautiful piece. So many details.
Thank you so much.
Man, it's so in the same line of Meteor Sing in terms of all the story. I mean, the entire story you're telling through details and through the composition, and everything is moving, and of course the colors, the palette of the colors, and the selection of this kind of vignette of lighting. I don't know what to call it. It's like a shading effect on the entire statue. Is so beautiful. So congratulations, my friend. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. It's another. I just want to see what's next. I just want to know. You can tell me later if you can see it on air. I want to see.
No, this stuff is so fun, man. It really is. But I think we're nearing the point where it's my turn to sit back and watch you show some stuff. What do you think?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Yeah.
I think it's time to move.
It's time to show.
Let me
smash.
Let me stop sharing my screen and let you take over there.
Okay.
Now I can sit back and enjoy the ride.
Well, I have,
it's your turn to
it is
to
my
ask
turn.
the questions now.
There we go. Right?
Yeah,
interview
you're
you.
our special interviewer guest.
Oh, dude.
There
man.
you have this is. I think I have. Okay, yeah, I never used this one, so I don't. Next time we're going to you. How it works? You have to click on it or something like that. How to save it?
Just click it.
It is just click.
Click V2 once.
For example,
click
if
V2.
I click V2,
V1 is whatever you had. V2.
Yeah.
Now you have to add things to it. So turn on the eyeballs and
Okay,
whatever you
so-
add to it. So
if I turn this right here, and then this,
Yeah.
now go back to 1 and then go back. Yeah.
no, it's not working.
No,
And then
yeah,
you don't have the eyeballs on. You don't have the individual eyeball. There you go.
Okay.
Right? You got it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. One thing that's really cool though, Danny, is it saves with the tool. So you can close the tool and open the tool back up, and those things will stay the same. The views.
Oh, really? Wow,
Anyway,
man.
So, but I'm getting distracted. I need to.
No. It's fine.
No, it's a great tip for everyone.
It's a great tip. Yeah, it is. It is. Well, this is a green guy. Actually, it's not just a green guy. It's a black and white right here.
It's a gray guy.
But no. This is a Gamma Smash. It's like a kind of modern take of this version. We have 4. The classic. I'm going to show all of them. The classic, the modern, let's say, the red one, and the gray one.
Cool.
So yeah, and for example, the Gamma Smash, it comes with this part of the T-shirt, like a kind of ripped, and he's very angry, dude. He's about to smash something. He's really going to smash something, and it was a really fun piece to do because
that had to be fun, man. See,
man, yeah.
where I like, where I like modeling is my secret love. I take any excuse to like make telephones and stuff like that. It's no secret what your love is, and it's right now. It's on display here. Your love is anatomy, and you
muscular guys.
You are the master.
Yeah. Man, thank you. It was so difficult to make this piece like a credible because there's no reference for it. There is no such big muscular man like the biggest bodybuilder. It doesn't look like this one. It doesn't exist.
And so you have to cheat, right? I mean, because
yes,
some of it couldn't really quite work that big.
Yeah, man, it's so hard.
But you have to make it look like it worked.
Yeah. I think the hardest part are the ankles because it looks like a more elephant foot, elephant feet, and then the wrists because if you do small wrists, it looks like a wheat, and you have to do kind of the entire thing, and the proportions are so. If you do the head too big, it looks short. If you do too tiny, it looks like a weird. So it's about balance. It's about to find the proper balances. And it was really fun to make these the jeans, ripped jeans, and
zoom in there. Let's
yeah, man, it was really fun.
Oh yeah.
I look for references of how the jeans, we have some small details when the jeans are just very used, and you have those are not just the the dirt, all that stuff. It is these kind of things, I don't know if you can see.
Yeah.
So
the threads, the little
those
shaggy threads and stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And what's so amazing, Danny, and I'm sure you're as excited about this as I am, is we're in an era where the printers can print all this stuff now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like there was a while there we could sculpt all this, or we've been able to sculpt all this stuff for a while, but you didn't bother because, well, it can't survive. It won't survive the whole process. But now, I mean, the stuff that people get, the product that they get in their hands is so much closer, is so close to what our intention was nowadays. It blows my mind. It's so exciting. Yeah, he's got that texture in his armpit. Yeah,
it's going to come out. You're going to see these
you'll get that.
Yeah,
totally. Yeah,
you're going to get it, 100%. Maybe a couple of years ago, we lose all those tiny details during the mold and cast, but now we have a lot of techniques to avoid that happen.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. And actually, even these fingerprints and all those tiny details.
Look at that. Zoom in on his thumb there, boss.
It's so hard to control because
those striations.
Sorry about that.
No, man, it's fine. Actually, I want to show this.
He better not commit a crime because we're gonna know who he is. His fingerprints are gonna be left behind.
Yeah.
Look at all that. Oh, dude, that is amazing. Look at the skin. The tension of the skin between his fingers.
Yeah, I love making hands and to put more like at the skin folds and some of the fat, not just muscles, just a little bit of fat. In these sections of the back, the lower part of the back.
Yeah, that looks like I've seen pictures of Arnold Schwarzenegger, from back in the day when he'd flex. Yeah, you get those same sort of little creases in the back. That's amazing.
Yeah, man. Yeah, actually, this foot.
Oh yeah.
I took a picture of my foot. This is not I forgot my foot. It doesn't look so nasty, but I took all these references of what happened with the
wrinkles. Yep,
the wrinkles are kind of weird, but
I want to see his toenails, dude. His toenails are awesome.
Which foot? This one?
I don't know, just this one that's up in the air there. I was just like, both of them. Yeah, the little cuticle. That little line. Skin that's right up there.
Also, they are damaged. Can you zoom it in?
Right.
Yeah. The nails a little bit damaged, something like
but
there.
Yeah. He was kicking so much butt, so he destroyed.
Well, okay. I'm not doing my job. I'm not doing my job here. Let me ask you some questions. So
it's your turn.
How did this piece evolve? How did it start? Was the design set, or in terms of the pose?
But actually, it was like a burger. I saw some concept from Richard Long. Actually, this concept it was the pose was chosen by Richard Long, and I think maybe I can't remember if it was Richard and of course Tom and Anthony was involved. I didn't direct this project. I was more like a sculptor of this project. I think Anthony took more like the handles of the project, and I saw it by the first time. I said, "Oh, I want to make a Hulk." So this is my time, and I took the project, and they were making some adjustments to the pose and to the way he looks, and we came with this idea of making different Hulks. For example, I don't know, all
we've never done
different
that.
Hulks. No,
certainly not a wide range like this, and all at the same time. I don't remember us ever doing anything like this before.
No, I think we did Martin's one. It was the red one and the regular one, the green one. We only have two versions, I think.
Yeah,
I can't remember exactly. But
but this one has the different, the shirt or not shirt in addition to the head.
Yeah, and the thing is, you're not going to see all the seams. This piece is huge. I don't know if you saw the video close to a person, and I think you saw it in person, right?
I saw it in person. Yeah, man. Yeah,
it's huge. It's really huge.
I have a 13-year-old daughter that's smaller than this thing.
Oh man, that's funny. That's fun. And people was asking about, this is going to fall. No, it's not going to fall anywhere. We put a lot of rocks here so we can place a metal rod inside, so it's not going to go in anywhere. So don't worry about leaning issues or whatever. Actually, all the last pieces we have done with some, let's say, gravity, define gravity, we didn't have any issue. Flash, Dark Knight, Your Rogue, plenty of pieces. We didn't have even one single issue.
No, our production team has just been killing it lately. I mean, they are so good. Yeah, those guys. Yeah. I mean, shout out to Kellum, who is one of the guys who handles the production, and he works so hard. It's crazy. Like, he's juggling so many things all at the same time, and he is so attentive to detail. When samples start coming in, I look at it and I go, I love it. That's great. Sold. And he's like, yeah, but look at this. See how that's different or that's different. I'm like, oh yeah. This is on a piece. This is on a piece that I worked on for 3 months. I don't even. But he picks out. I mean, that's what he does. That's his job.
Exactly, dude.
But I just don't have the eye for that. To be.
Now he has a lot of vision. He has a lot of vision to solve problems, to avoid problems, to know what are the weakest parts. So we have to pay attention on the design, so we can fill any kind of gap we find. It's a great team, man. It's the best team.
Can you do me a favor?
Whatever you want.
Speaking for the fans here, or speaking for myself, can you give us like a close-up, like maybe hide the rest of the body? Can you just show us the different heads, like kind of one after the other? Because I want to see this head all nice and close up, but without. I know it's challenging to rotate it.
Let me do this. I want to put every single head.
And, sorry. Okay.
Remember to use the views.
Yeah. Next time you can do the views.
I will do the views. No, it is all. What is it?
Oh man!
Meanwhile,
no.
I want to. I would like to remind our audience that you have in the description of our live streaming, you have all the links that leads to the deep down figure that we already showed from our friend here, Will Harbottle. Also, we have the other links to each of the Hulks. So you will find it on the description of the video. You will find there to find the piece that you want.
Awesome.
I think Claudio, I made a mistake.
Oh, while Danny's messing around with this.
This is the zombie one. It looks like the zombie Hulk.
The thing is, I don't have them with. Okay. It's okay. Yeah, you go.
You'll figure out. We got a minute here. Claudio, tease me what the giveaways are going to be at the end of this show.
Okay.
What are you guys giving away?
That's a good question. We did the Dynafest a couple of weeks ago. So we have many sponsors that support us, support the event, and we decided, as we had so many prizes to give away, we decided to keep some of those prizes to give to our live streaming audience. So we are going to have 2 courses on digital drawing, 2 digital drawing courses of a guy that it's a school of anime here in Argentina. So They teach you about how to draw Goku and all those anime characters.
Do you like
of the
anime,
robot.
Will?
So some of it. I mean, like there's some that connect with me more than others. You know, when I grew up, anime was Speed Racer.
Oh,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah.
And
So,
Messenger.
you know, that's the stuff.
Messenger C. Also.
No, Speed Racer.
Yeah,
Racer?
Speed Racer, also Messenger Seed was
Ah,
from
okay,
that
yeah, yeah.
era. I mean,
That's true. The same era.
do you
Yeah.
remember
What-
Messenger?
what-
Maybe it's not Messenger. It's
It
how
might be
it's
different
called.
in English.
Yeah, it's that robot that has the two the photon rays of he has a red chest with I don't know how to
Somebody
explain-
put it in
to
the
explain
chat.
this to you.
Somebody will tell us
Yeah.
in the chat. What are
Maybe
the ones
maybe it
with
has
the-
a different name in English.
What was
It's,
the one with
the- The Koshi, it was the name of the guy that was driving that robot was Koshi Kabuto. But I don't know.
remember
Maybe
Massive.
What
Let
was
me-
the what was the one with the they were dressed up like birds? They had like there was like
I
a
don't know.
team.
it's similar to that one. It's similar.
They
to
had
that
there was
one.
like a
I don't-
chubby guy who was kind of dressed like he had
Yes.
like kind of an owl costume, and then there was the girl who had the sort of
Yeah.
Anyway, that
Okay, I
was
got
another
it.
one that I watched.
I
It
got
was
it.
like
We got it.
I got the heads. Thank you for the
Okay,
time.
Oh.
we can stop ribbing. Dude,
Yeah.
these things are awesome. There is so much personality. Here's the problem. How are people going to choose?
That's an issue. Yeah, that's something that is going to be hard. Right there.
Oh, that's so cool, dude. Wow. I mean, like, each one is completely different. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
they are different proportions, different expressions. Different.
They-
I personally like this one. It's like
Yeah, that one's great.
the classic, like the Lou Ferrigno vibe. You
Totally.
know? Like a more.
That's exactly
classic
what I
vibe.
thought of. It's sort of a comic book version of Lou Ferrigno. I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking. Those eyes are awesome. Yeah, that's so
Thank you,
cool.
brother. Thank you, brother.
Hey, you don't do hair as much, because some of your characters don't have full hair. But how was that? How is it? How'd you like doing the hair for that guy? It's kind of a little bit longer hair and stuff. I mean, I know you've done it. You've done the Thor and all this kind of stuff. But
Yeah, I did. Actually, I've been doing in the couple recent statues that no one saw yet. I was fighting with plenty of hairs, and long hairs and mid hairs, and it was nice. And I think it's the only technique I used. The different technique I used was for different from these ones. It was for the Joker Dark Tail that I sculpted everything in just one piece. I didn't use insert meshes
Right.
or different
Right.
subtools. So for these ones, I did like a technique, which is I do just one clamp of hair, and then I repeat it, and I do different forms with the move brush, and I just repeat one, repeat it, and then I change the forms. And I think it looks pretty good. I think it
looks great. It
yeah.
looks fantastic. Yeah.
Thank you, man. I think it's easier. I think it's a better way to do it. At least for me, of course.
Hair is one of those things. The reason I brought it up, hair is one of those things that's like smoke or fire or something like that. It's stylized automatically. You know what I mean? Like you can't sculpt smoke because it's or water. So you have to style or fire. Like how are you going to sculpt fire? You have to stylize it to some extent. Anyway, so with hair, I find that I like the way you've done it here. It's stylized in a way that translates into statue form very well. Because you're not going to sculpt each strand. I mean, you can do that in a movie, but you can't do that in a statue. It has to have substance. And so,
well, I did it for other characters that people will see soon. One special character, and I think it took me 7 or 8 days to finish it. It was a night. When you decide to do with some. I don't know if you do the same kind of hair every single time. Maybe you do like the same style, not the style, the same technique.
I have 3 or 4 different techniques depending on what it is. But yeah.
Well, exactly. I've been using many different techniques, but the thing is, when I decided to go in this particular statue for one technique, because I knew that it was going to be more handcraft work, you know, more, let's say, more personal work. It was like a nightmare. It was why I decided to go with this direction, take this direction. But at the end, it looks good. You know, it looks really good actually. This one, for example, this one here, it is more like a one big piece of hair, and then I sculpted. The others are different, like this one. This one is kind of cool because all of them are like a pinches. I don't know what to call it, like a
Spikes.
Spikes.
We have a question here from Sean Carlson Art that says, "It looks incredible, Danny. Did you do anything anatomically to distinguish this one from the Gladiator Hulk piece?"
Did you do anything
that's a good question.
It's a good question. Is it a different? I would say. Go on, Will.
Oh, I was gonna say they're both Hulks. So how did you? Was there anything in particular other than the pose? You know, the pose is night and day different. But was there anything that you thought differently to make this Hulk's body?
Yeah. Well, one thing that was suggested by Martin, which is a huge Hulk fan, Martin Kalili, and Anthony Mestes, both are huge fans. They want to bring some more this kind of Neanderthal look more like caveman,
like a caveman.
Like a caveman look, like a thick waistline, it's a more shorted version, and I think it was interesting, and I think that it's something that is different from the Hulk Gladiator, which is more, let's say, more lean body. It has bigger arms, of course. It has big legs, but I think the torso is a little bit different. But it's really hard to tell with so much different pose. You know,
sure.
You can tell. You can't. But one of the maybe the main not difficulties but challenges was when you have so much anatomy, so much muscle in a body, and you raise your arms, your pecs and your delts are going to...
He's like getting choked. He would... How do you keep...
It's going to cover your neck. And actually, dude, it was really hard to solve that part, because if you take any reference, for example, any bodybuilder that makes this expression here, when they are so big and they have so much pecs, they just don't have any neck. You know, the neck is synced in the bodies. It's gone because so many muscle everywhere. So for this one, I just want to play a little bit with some of the neck you can see here, and otherwise, let's say, for example, this piece should be, if I want to make him accurate, the head should be synced even more in this pose, because the muscle, the muscle.
But you can't.
So much.
You can't.
Nah, you can't, because it's going to look kind of weird.
Of course.
But I mean, the delts are huge, and if you make it smaller, it looks kind of weird. I made so many prints, you know, in my home, at home, different sizes, different proportions. I was playing a lot with the body, because the poses, it was really challenging to solve, because I want to make him look like he was about to jumping, but not just jumping straight forwards, like to some of like to the left. No, he's left, right. He's right. Yeah, like this. It's not just straightforward. And yeah, dude, it was really challenging. So much mass with the arms like up there. We wanted to make him look like a really big, muscular guy. And well, I don't know. I think for the first reaction, people really like it, and I'm happy about the result. And I don't know. I think when you see it in person, all the different types, you're going to see that it's really, really huge. Exactly. Actually, I think it's taller than Hulk, Gladiator, or even Juggernaut. I think it's the same height.
Oh,
height
I
of
think so.
Juggernaut, I think.
Yeah, I think it's got to be bigger than those guys. Yeah.
Is it bigger?
Oh, because he's standing up. I'm sure I would assume. I don't remember, and I don't know for a fact, but I would assume he's going to be taller than Juggernaut.
Yeah, dude. I remember when I saw Juggernaut the first time. It was like, what the hell is this? He was so big. Juggernaut that Will sculpted, of course.
We have two interesting questions here. One is from Brenton that says, what reference material did you use to capture each Hulk's personality in the portrait?
The comics. The comics. Just that is the classics. You have more the ones like the great one, which is more Kirby style. Then you have the Luferino one. Which is not Luthorino, but I mean it is.
No,
it's a resemblance. Yeah, it's a resemblance. It's just a similar look.
It's a similar style.
Yeah, the style of the hair, the classic style, more like the TV series.
And dude, that one is really, really awesome. I mean, I like them all, but that thing, that one's great. That's awesome.
Yeah, this one is great. And actually, paint was directed different depending, of course. Well, the two different greens are because one is more classic, so it's more vibrant. The other one is more like a green olive, something like that.
I don't remember.
Yeah. You go.
Oh, let's go.
And Ross.
We have here Martin Sanchez Almeida that asks, when it comes to deform the proportions, how do you decide which muscles need to be more prominent than others in order to get such fluid forms in anatomy?
You need to try. You need to try and see it. And actually, you have to try it and you have to print it, because one thing is seeing in a 2D flat screen, even if ZBrush is like showing you with the
illusion
perspective,
depth,
the illusion, exactly. But when you see this in the printed version, it's so different. It's like if you make the arms too big, for example, let's say this: this piece is really big. So if you take a look, for example, from below, the arms looks like a big, really big. But if you take a look from the top, it looks like a smaller,
That's weird.
It's really weird, right?
Yeah.
And even if you take off the perspective, if you do this, huge. If you do this, small, right? And
the only way to solve that is to see it in 3D. Yeah.
In 3D, in real life. I mean, you have to print.
That's what I mean. Yeah, print it.
And then when you print it, and you can adjust. I can't show this, but I have an entire box full of Hulk's army that I have there. With all notes on top, because of what I do, I print them and then I prime it with a primer, and then when it's dry, I grab a maker. What do you call it? As a maker, as a pencil.
A marker.
Marker. And then I do some marks and some notes, and like right here, you have to touch this. And another thing that I do, it is in my background, like right here, I bought a turntable, an automatic turntable. It is small, but you can put some weight on top. Actually, I put in that little thing, I put the Hulk Gladiator, the actual piece that is really heavy, and it works awesome.
Oh, wow.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's really heavy. And I think is I put some whiteboards in the background. So I put some of the lights. What I do, it is just place. I have 2 lights right there, and I can move those lights, are LED lights, and I look for different shapes. And
so you can see all the contours.
Yeah, I can see all. I just sit down and I look at it, and I do this with all the pieces, and it's really helped me to visualize how it's going to look and what things I have to adjust. It doesn't matter what I see in the screen; it's important what you're going to see when it's printed. Yeah. So.
I bought a printer on your recommendation, and I've used it a few times. I need to get into the habit of doing it more often, because I agree with you. It's so helpful. You know what?
It's Danny, so helpful.
The challenges of this particular piece, you have 2 huge challenges. One, the changes that happen to the body, as we discussed a little bit earlier, when he's that big. So let's say, if he was just standing there with his arms down, that's a challenge. It's challenging to sculpt that body and that anatomy, right? So you have all that. But then the pose. If you had a regular guy like me in that pose, that would be a challenging sculpt.
Yeah.
Just me doing that.
Yeah.
Put those 2 together, because it's not just that he's got this huge anatomy, like, there's no distance between his elbow and here, and you've got to get all that anatomy in there.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like there's no room for it, but you got to jam it in there somehow, because it's it's got to be there. So it
looks funny. If you don't do it properly, it looks funny. It looks like a kind of weird. It's so easy to look funny.
Especially a bent elbow is really hard, because as soon as it starts to get too big, the elbow isn't bent anymore. It gets round. You get this sort of rounded shape, and that doesn't look good. But you got it all in there because you're a master. But anyway, so you have those 2 things that are so challenging. The anatomy,
it's really challenging,
and the pose.
And then another thing it was challenging. It is one of the arms is bended more with, let's say, more pronounced angle, and the other one is open. So the biceps are different. Of course, the shapes are different. And I was taking a look from different, plenty of different references, of course. And I love this kind of the apple shape, like or the heart shape. It is really interesting, because you can see the biceps, the chew,
exactly, the bi and biceps,
Yeah, but the thing is, when you compress it too much, it's going to start like a shrinking down and being like a kind of short and funny at the same time. And it's compressed towards the delts. And it's I love to as much as you love to find for those intricate details about the telephone and all those and the scuba pieces. I love to see what happened when something is going on in the body, because there are not so many references. Well, nowadays you have more, but the thing is, I found a couple of these guys who do bodybuilding at the same time. They do videos of them like doing some of these workouts, and you can see how the muscle. Yeah, you can see how, and actually it is when you see for the first time. By the first time, it is you say, oh, there's all the reference there. But in the end, when you analyze all the data that you can gather from that image or that video, it's really confusing, because the body shapes into when your body have so much, let's say, is so lean, and you can see all the striations, and they do these different poses. It deforms so differently, depending. I don't know. It's so crazy.
You can confuse a striation.
Oh yeah, 100%.
With a different. Yeah.
Exactly. You have to actually. If you just, I was doing some screenshots of different poses, and I was trying to guess without seeing the other ones to guess the muscles. And a couple times I just I don't know. I thought I was marking, I don't know, the teres major. And it was another muscle. It was a different muscle. It was like, oh, Jesus, I had to take
when
looks again.
When bodybuilders get that big, it can start to change the shapes of the muscles dramatically. I mean, like, it's not just that you take a little muscle and make it bigger. The whole shape can change a lot. And of course, and then when you flex it, it becomes a completely different shape.
Yeah, and not only that, they usually, and that's why it's important to study anatomy, they usually get damaged. I mean, the bones or even the muscles, and those muscles, when it get damaged, sometimes it changes the shapes, and they are no longer like they used to be. And you have to, I mean, if you don't pay too much attention, you can have a reference from a damaged muscle, and you do that, and it's kind of wrong if you don't know that it's damaged. You know what I mean? It is. You can see, for example, all bodies like
you've idealized. You've idealized it then. So you've left out that you're not going for a realism that would incorporate that kind of damage. You correct? You basically have idealized it. Yes, that's what I would.
Yeah. But when you see, for example, Ronnie Coleman, which is unfortunately nowadays he has a lot of surgeries in the back because he suffered a couple big issues with his back, injuries, and you see, what's that?
He's had some injuries.
Yeah, injuries, back injuries, a lot. He had, I don't know, like more than 20 surgeries. It's incredible, how that man survived. But the thing is, his body now unfortunately, it looks so kind of weird, you know. And it is not just about age. It is about all the procedures he had to pass through, you know, all these surgeries, because other bodybuilders at the same age, they look different, but you know, not the same, and because of the damage he causes in his body. And steroids, of course, it does you know, different shapes with the time. And the thing is, unfortunately I don't have any gamma rays to apply to any person to see what happened and do some experiments. But yeah, it was a really fun project to do, and I hope people like it.
Yeah, I have a question. I have a comment here. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Show us the base you can give the comment, but like we haven't really got a chance to see the base at all.
That's
the
true.
base. Yeah, the base is more like we want to make something that you can put next to any single piece you have, and doesn't need to belong to any particular, like, let's say, for example, a city, or I don't know, a sewer, or anything that related to a particular place. So it is just rubble and
damage.
Let me show you. Yeah, it's damage. Yeah,
okay.
We want to make it simple, of course, detail, of course. And
that's cool.
Yeah, but the thing is, we want something more like as a support for the entire statue, a heavy mass, so we can hide these metal rods inside. But it's a simple base. We want to make him look like the central part of the entire statue.
Yeah, he's the center. He's the star of the show. But that's cool. I was catching. It was catching my eye as you were turning it, and I just wanted to be able to.
Yeah, man.
To interrupt you, I'm sorry.
Oh, it's okay, dude. It's okay. We lost you for a second. Do you have a question, Claude?
No, I have some interesting comments that says, this is for our friends at Sideshow. Yeah. Thomas Crown says, I love the way this is explained. Makes me appreciate these pieces even more. So
thank you, man. Appreciate it.
This live streaming works because we have our actual artists that make these statues, telling us how what they think about what they took as references and all those things. So is pretty awesome. I also have another comment up here that says, let me find it. I lost it.
This one is awesome.
Danny,
here.
Danny, I love this
Batman,
view, by the way.
This one? I like it too.
That back view is just, that's so good, man. I love that view.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
This one is for Will. Guillermo Suarez says, I love Will's energy. It's obvious that he's a good person as he is a sculptor. So we all agree. We all agree
that.
Also,
I
there's
love
a question.
I love you both.
Thank you.
Thank you for taking the time to be here and
Oh,
share
man.
this with the
Thank you,
audience.
guys.
And
It's fun. It's fun. We do this, a little bit on the side when it's just us talking about, work or whatever. But it's really fun to get a chance to just, this is a special treat for me. I didn't know until 10 minutes before we came on that we were going to do the Hulk as well. This has really been a lot of fun for me.
We're going to have you on board when we have any other figures if you want. You're invited, of course.
Hey, man.
Always. I got a question for the guest, says Diego Munoz. The guest of course, is you, Will. Would you share any piece of advice related to anatomy, proportion, schemes, or blocking out? Something that you think about when you start to make your sculpture?
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a tough question. Like, it of course depends on what the project is. Is it a male figure, a female figure, or whatever? Maybe I'll just talk for a second about the difference. I like sculpting both. I like doing the male figures and the female figures. I tend to do more of the ladies, certainly recently, but they're so different. And it's not just, hey, boys are different than girls. The style, what you think about when you approach them is so different. Of course, for me, I think about grace for the female figures, and for the male figures, because we tend to do superheroes, for the most part. So, many of the male figures, you're looking to convey power, oftentimes. And anyway, so to try to get back to his question, it really depends on what you're looking for, but it's like all art. You're trying to find composition, flow, harmony, all these things that are difficult to define, but it's the stuff that you're, like, for example, when Danny was showing the back view of this thing, what caught my eye about it was it had such beautiful flow. All the angles do, but I could really see it there. I can really see the energy. he's so clearly, his power is moving in this direction, and so that caught my eye. I was impressed by that.
Awesome.
Thank you, man. Yeah, it was a hard talking about that. It is hard when you have such mass. In terms of production, in terms of reality. This is going to be. Yeah. It has to be produced. So if you want to make something really crazy, it's okay, but you have to understand that these need to be produced. So we can't put both legs in the air, we can, but we have to support it in a different way, different parts. And so it's challenging. It's challenging to sometimes, if the statue, it is smaller, or it has a regular body type, like a female or male body type. I don't know. More not just a creature. Like, Hulk is not a creature, but it's kind of creature. Is a little bit easier. But when you have such mass, if this is going to be printed, let's say this is by the way, this is a quarter scale. It's going to be huge. It's a premium format. So Yeah, let's say this piece is 1/8 or 1/6 scale. Okay, you can play way more with things because we can go crazier because it doesn't need to be sustained, supported by, you know, I don't know, a metal rod, maybe not, which is maybe you can put something in this leg here and both float, both legs, maybe and different position. And it's going to be easier, and actually you can bend the body a little bit more actually, but yeah, it's challenging when you have to make a huge piece in terms of the final product. You know, this is a statue that needs to be done and put in the shelf. It doesn't need to be fall apart, you know.
No.
Yeah.
Well, we have some questions asking if you are going to do an abomination or if you are going to do other classic Avengers, like because one of the Hulks felt like, or one of these Hulks feels like a classic Avenger. So I think those questions are going to be answered in the future.
Yeah, of course.
Abomination. He's a good character, you know. He's a good character.
Yeah,
that's cool.
100%. Yeah, there's so many good characters that it could be interesting to, you know, to try.
You're gonna have to fight Martin though, because you know Martin would probably want to do an abomination. I bet.
That's true. I have just a small windows with these big dudes. You know, it's a small window because Martin's have them all. Yeah.
He's the king.
He's the king.
He's the king of those guys.
Had to fight. Yeah.
I think we have two last questions. One is from Bertastic77, says, greetings from Brazil. I have a technical question. I see the total polycounts is over 60 million. But with so many details, how do you manage to keep the active polycounts only like 1.5 million?
But 60 million in total. I have, but those are in total. I have 4.
All of it, yeah.
Yeah, all of it. I had the 4 here.
But that's
it's decimated.
This is decimated though, right?
Yeah, it's decimated. Yeah.
I think
so when you're working, your working version is going to be way bigger than that, right? I mean,
Yes. I'm usually what I do it is, if this is, for example, I do the face, right? Okay, the face, is it approved? Yes, I decimated the face, so now I work with that face decimated in high res, but decimated. So I don't need to be worried about, you know, subdivisions and stuff like that anymore. Actually, I work I know it's a totally different workflow than Will. Will is way more neat and clean, and with the meshes and the subdivisions. I'm kind of Hulk. I'm in terms of, I just mash the files. I don't care. I just want the forms and shapes, and if my computer allows me to do it, it's fine for me. I'm not too technical, unfortunately. But
let me ask you a question. Do you often, in a big complicated piece, you know, that might have a lot of textures or details or whatever, do you split it and maybe work on, you know, the base in one file? I mean, now of course you bring them, you know, maybe you decimate it like crazy and bring the base in with the regular figure so you can see it all together, but you have a working version of the base in a different file, a working version of the body in a different file, or maybe some of the accessories. Yeah, that's what I do too. So, you know, I might have 3 or 4 different files for one piece, each that has 150 million polygons in it, you know, or something like that.
It depends of the piece, depends of the statue, of course. But 100%. Yeah.
Well, I think we have our last question for our special guest today from Enzo Chavez. It's a friend of ours. And he asks, when you're on a long project, what things helps you to deal with the anxiety of finishing it, if that ever happens to you?
Oh yeah, no, that's an easy one. Alcohol.
Okay. Beer or whiskey or what? Which alcohol do you?
I'm a beer guy. I'm a beer snob. I like really good expensive.
I
beers,
remember that.
I don't have them as often as I like, but
I remember
I
at your
heard
house.
stories about that.
At your house, I tried the Bloody Mary.
Oh.
I remember that,
Okay,
and it was kind of interesting drink or beverage. Yeah, because I don't know if people know this, but probably they know. It has meat in the drink.
Oh, we did. I mean, it doesn't always have to. I think we put bacon or something like that in there.
Oh, bacon too. Yeah,
Oh,
bacon
yeah.
and meat, an entire, with a bone. It's so weird.
Oh, we put a rib in there.
Add
That's
rib.
right.
Yeah.
That's
Oh,
true.
rib.
That's true.
Oh yeah, that's good. It was
Into
a
the
barbecue. No, it was a
Into
Bloody Mary.
It's a Bloody
bloody.
Mary.
It's okay. It's like vodka. Or
Yes.
how does a bloody
tomato
Mary
juice?
is made?
Tomato
Tomato
juice,
juice,
dude.
Lots of a lot of spices and stuff like that. But anyway, back to the serious question. Enzo had a serious question, and I was being silly.
Yeah.
No, stress of finishing and time is a significant issue. It's probably, I mean, I'm trying to think. When I'm working on a project, I'm stressed by hoping that it looks good, but hoping that I can finish it in a reasonable amount of time. Those are my two stresses that keep me up at night. Does it look good enough? And am I, moving forward? Because people have asked, how do you know when it's done? Well, how do you know when any part is done? Because like you could keep working on the teeth for a week or something like that. So getting it to a point where you can where you feel okay enough about it to let it go, to be done with it is stressful. We as we've said several times, you need to think about it being producible. You also need to think about it being done. I mean, like, this is a business, and we're all, trying to be realistic about, time is money and all this kind of stuff.
Time is money. Time is money.
So these are stressful things, and I don't really have a good solution, because I would say that I feel that stress a lot, and I don't.
Okay.
I don't have a secret for getting rid of it. Danny has the gift of great confidence, and that can help. I would think from the outside, I would think that helps you deal with your stress. But I don't know. I'm envious of your confidence and your, just.
I became a pilot when I got stressed. So I don't know if it's about confidence. It's about doing crazy things.
Well, and that's probably a good bit of advice. Move on to something that's totally different. I mean, there's nothing similar about flying a plane and sculpting. I mean, there's probably they don't cross over at all.
No,
so,
at all.
No.
At all.
That's probably healthy to completely and utterly step away.
Yeah,
maybe that's why I'm so stressed out, because I don't do that. My hobby is sculpting.
I started last year. I couldn't put too much time on this, but last year I started playing piano.
Oh wow!
Yeah. I didn't do much progress yet, but my two kids are going to piano too. And this is something that is really interesting, because my Mandy, she's 8, and Nina is 4. Nina is getting introduced into music, and Mandy is playing piano, learning how to play piano, of course, right? But she's so much advanced than me, under the same number of classes, that I feel old. I know that I'm getting old, because the plasticity of my brain, it is clearly different from her.
It isn't the same, of course.
And she can memorize songs just with one play. And I have to see it all the time. The how do you call the partituras? the papers when
yeah,
you
the sheets, the music sheets.
the music sheets.
Sheet
Okay,
music, yeah.
sheet music.
Yes.
I have to say all the time, and I forgot the notes. Oh, it's but what I'm trying to say it is that makes me forget about the stress that costs me sometimes at work, because it doesn't matter how
It's new
much
stress.
you. Yeah, it's a new stress. It's a different one. but what you know what is good about it? It doesn't matter how much love I have for Sideshow, for my work, for anatomy, for whatever. At a certain point, you're going to be stressed because of the schedule, of the time, or because something is not working as it should, or as you want it. So having a different stress or having a different thing to do, it will make you. It will force you to forget a little for just a couple hours or maybe a day of whatever, and then when you come back to those things you have to do as your work, it feels fresh, different. It is not the same energy.
That's actually great advice. If you feel stressed for something, find another new stress that will give you variety at least.
Well, if it doesn't stress you, it is okay, but depending on the personality you have, is everything you do will cause you stress. Well, I think you need to work with your head, because it's not what you're doing. It is how you are taking everything you try to do, which is it's a kind of issue. Well, but you can solve it. You can solve.
And another helpful thing is experience. The more you do it, the more like I used to be stressed. Like is this thing going to be terrible? Like, that's all I would think about the whole time. But after you've done a bunch, you just sort of say, I don't necessarily know exactly where I'm going, but I've done it enough times to know, I hope I have some belief that where I get to will be okay. And that's how I get through it now. Thankfully, I've had enough experience with these things that it reminds me of exercising. Like, I hate exercising, but I force myself to do it pretty regularly. And every morning when I do it, I'm like, oh, this is terrible. I'm never going to make it through it. I will not be able to do it today. I just don't feel it. But then you go, but I did it yesterday, and I felt the exact same way yesterday, that this sucks and I don't want to do it. And then after you do it, you do it 100 times and you go, yeah, this sucks, but I'll get through it. And I think about it, I stress it less. I stress it less now because of the experience of having gotten through it, knock on wood, well enough, often enough that,
Yeah. And that's a good tip. And another one, which is interesting, or at least to me it works, it is be surrounded by people that helps you to keep moving forward. Because sometimes the stress comes from not having a motivation or inspiration, and having someone, like, for example, I don't know, helps you to not understand, but just motivates you. It's like, I'm sure many of the things that we'll show today talk about, all these intricate details. It motivates me to do all the things that I have to do tomorrow.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Surround yourself with people. This would be my variation on your tip. Would be surround yourself with people who are better than you. At least at something, because that challenge is super motivating. Like, I love seeing this thing, because I'm like, okay, I need to sculpt the Hulk, man. I need to sculpt an abomination like that, because this isn't. It's a challenge, but it's also an inspiration. Because man, I want to try that.
Yeah. Oh, that. Thank you. And one thing is, I wanted to finish this this section of this live streaming, showing you something to the entire audience, because some people in Argentina, they know, that in America, they know that recently we did a festival. But we did, actually, for those who don't know, we did a festival, the first festival of digital arts, celebrating digital arts in Latin America. It was in Argentina, 15 days ago, with my dear friend Claudio, and of course a lot of people that who helped us to make this possible. And I'm talking about this because it was a place to see and to meet and to celebrate motivation, inspiration, to find to have a place to talk about this, to show your progress, to share your knowledge, to share your thoughts, your fears, your experiences,
your inspiration,
and,
all that.
Yeah, exactly. And let me show you just one final video about the. It's just a short video. I want to show you this.
Is the English subtitle?
It is the English subtitle. This was Dynafest in Argentina.
Es un evento que sale de la confianza.
De nuestro público hacia nosotros.
Nuestra confianza mutua de brindar todo lo que tenemos.
Dynafest lo que representa es la celebración de estos años de haber estado saliendo todos los jueves en vivo, mostrando lo que hacíamos, cómo lo hacíamos.
Más de 20 y pico de sponsors, 400 personas.
El momento culmine donde decimos, che, nos juntamos todos porque formamos parte de esto y celebremos, festejemos.
Dynafest es el primer festival de escultura digital
en Argentina.
Salió el 1 de enero a la calle gritando mi año, contando lana, cuidando el rebaño. Mi ojos derechos detecta el engaño. Querían ser mi espejo, pero yo se lo empaño. Me hace más fuerte todo el que me hace daño. Estoy en la cima y no se me hace extraño. Mi barra de piedra parece zafiro. Los míos en music, lo tuyo hace ruido. Yo soy Molina, el beat de seca es el pase del lío. Lo mando a clase con frases del tío. No tienen chance mientras esté vivo. No tienen chance mientras esté en el double barrel.
Acá juntamos a todos los amantes de la escultura digital y artes conectadas.
Lo queríamos compartir con la comunidad, con nuestros sponsors que nos apoyaron en esto, pero también con las familias y amigos.
Son parte de nuestras vidas y que estén acá presentes para nosotros
significa un montón.
That was Dynafest 2024, guys. It was an awesome experience, dude. It was awesome. It was awesome. I want you next year, in Argentina, to be part of the 2025.
We've been talking about it. I mean, I would love to. I would absolutely love to. I just to be part of it. Just to be a fan in attendance would be a blast.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was so interesting for us to be in that scenario, talking and making this live streaming in live for the first time. And the rock band, that guy who is playing music is my brother. And
oh, no way!
George, yeah, he's Ciudad Casino from Ciudad Casino. He has been doing his art, his music for so long, and this was a family thing, a friend and family thing, not just random stuff. No, it was. We have Martin, we have Ariel Olivetti, we have Abril Barrado, we have Maxi Mañas, we have many artists. Of the people who is here right here in this chat, some of these people they went there. We all shared this special moment with Claudio and his family too, his friends, and all together. It was a beautiful experience, man. It was beautiful. It was amazing.
Somebody got engaged there, right?
Yeah, that is Enzo Chavez, the one that asked you a question, I think, right?
Okay. Wow. Hey, congratulations. I saw that. That was so cool.
Yeah. We had some really cool moments. I mean,
it was a surprise for all of us, that engagement.
Yeah, for all of us.
We didn't know about that. We knew of that at the
party, at the fest.
Yeah.
And you know what? One interesting thing it is that Enzo, he chose this place for this important moment on his life, both life, and he chose that place. So what I'm trying to say it's not just an event like any other event. We have, in the world, there are big events like Comic Cons and all the amazing stuff. But we want to make something for the audience, for the community, so we can bring more stuff to the community. We have 30,000 in giveaways for the community, and figures, hot toys, statues, and master classes, and plenty of stuff. And Claudio, awesome. It was also, well, do you have more 5 more minutes, or do you want to? Yeah, okay. Do you want to make the Claudio the giveaways? this sorteo.
Give some stuff away
from Spanish speakers.
Are we going to speak in Spanish? To talk in Spanish, in
both.
English?
I want to.
Well, you will
you
know
go with
some
Spanish.
bits. You know some bits of Spanish. Your how do you say? Not girlfriend. Your
wife.
Your wife. Your wife is from Venezuela.
Yes.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
Why didn't you learn Spanish already?
Yet.
Remember when Danny was talking about how his daughter was super great and his mind was not plastic anymore?
Okay. That's
I got
a
no
great
plastic
excuse.
mind.
Okay. Okay, that's a great excuse. Well, okay, I'm going to so I speak in Spanish now?
Yes,
you
can go. Yeah.
Okay.
I will speak in English for Will, and you will speak Spanish for our audience.
Okay, you will translate for our audience.
Yeah.
Awesome. Ok, bueno, gente, ahora vamos a tener nuestros sorteos de nuestros auspiciantes, ¿sí? Tenemos en la Dynafest, tuvimos varios sponsors que nos regalaron muchas cosas y esos regalos no fueron todos para el evento porque fueron un montón. Así que vamos a estar regalando ahora cursos increíbles que salen mucha plata y que les va a salvar la vida en un montón de aspectos. Así que les voy a empezar a mostrar lo que tenemos para sortear. Denme un segundo. I'm just explaining what we are going to give away about the courses and all those other things. Let me get the links.
Yes.
Send you the link. Oh, here.
I'm loading the. Let me show you this. This is fun, Will. Let me explain to you what we're going to do. Well, we use an app, an online app, which basically loads all the comments of this YouTube link, this video. And people, we're going to ask people to use a hashtag something, like a hashtag whatever. And all those, it's going to filter all those comments and make how do you call it? Sorteo? A raft?
It's a raffle.
A raffle amount.
Or a giveaway,
Yeah, it's so fun, super fun. And easy to do.
Okay. We are going to start with our great friend Diego Viegas with two master classes about. Sorry, I had to explain this in Spanish. Vamos a estar sorteando dos masterclasses de costos, ¿sí? Que, ¿se acuerdan que veníamos diciendo? Ya hubo dos que ganaron, que son las masterclasses estas de cómo cobrar tu trabajo. Sí.
One second. No, 1 second. One of our friends here in the chat wheel is asking to say hello for his birthday, because the next Saturday is going to be his birthday. So just wishes from
Happy
Will,
birthday, Emmanuel. Right?
It is Emmanuel. Yeah, Emmanuel. Emmanuel. So there you go. Feliz cumpleaños, amigo.
Very good. Well, we have. Let me share this screen. Share. I will share you the what this course is about. The masterclass.
Okay.
Window, whole screen here. Okay. I'm going to add this to the streaming here. So, lo que tenemos es, qué difícil que es igual hablar los dos idiomas, ¿eh? O sea, como que it's quite difficult to speak in the two languages simultaneously. So to talk in two languages. Well, tenemos esta masterclass de Diego Viegas, que va a ser más o menos en noviembre de este año. Ya ganaron Lautaro Bonot, ganó Bastian, no me acuerdo el apellido, pero ya los contactamos a todos. Es una masterclass especial que te va a enseñar a presupuestar con hacer una clase de elaboración de presupuestos, comunicación con clientes y consideración de impuestos al presupuestario y análisis de casos reales, ¿sí? Van a estudiar acá con nuestro querido Diego Viegas, que es profesional hace más de 17 años, genera contenidos educativos a nivel institucional, ha trabajado con Adobe Latinoamérica, tiene un canal de YouTube hace muchos años, bueno, es un profesional muy querido, digamos, por nosotros, pues bueno, gran amigo, aparte súper talentoso, y bueno, nos va a explicar varios temas sobre cómo lidiar con clientes, clients from hell, you can see here, clients from hell, cómo lidiar con clientes difíciles y cómo, cómo resguardarte y cómo utilizar el tema de los impuestos y ese tipo de cosas. So this is going to be a masterclass about how to
put a price to
how to put a price on your artworks if you are a freelancer, and how to deal with clients from hell, like clients that makes your life miserable and all those things. So, vamos a dar dos, y lo que vamos a usar de hashtag, se los voy a escribir acá en el chat, es Diego Viegas Masterclass Costos. ¿Sí? Diego Viegas Masterclass Costos. Está. Ahí tienen el hashtag. There you have the hashtag. You need to copy that and paste it in the live chat. It's an online masterclass, so everyone in the world, but it's in Spanish, the masterclass. So if you are from Argentina or if you speak Spanish, well, you can use that hashtag to join. Si están en Argentina o si hablan español, importante, sí quiero decir que si ganaste algo en la Dynafest, no participes porque se va a resortear, ¿sí? Los que ganaron en la Dynafest no participan porque la idea, o si ya ganaron algún premio de todos estos sorteos, no participan porque si no, queremos repartir los premios. Dani, así que cuando vos configures, ponés 2 ganadores. ¿Viste? Ya puedes cambiar si querés.
Ok.
Yo mientras voy abriendo el otro.
¿Ya pongo?
Ahí la gente está poniendo su hashtag. What we do here, Will, is all the guys are writing their hashtags, so this raffle software. Okay, sorry.
Yep.
You are already informed. Okay. Bueno, creo que ya estaríamos, ¿no?
Ok.
Ya estamos todos, ¿sí? Recuerden que si ya ganaron en la Dynafest, se sortea de nuevo, ¿eh?
Duplicates hashtag.
This is exciting.
It's really exciting.
Yeah.
It's really exciting.
Yeah, you have a countdown.
Oh. Yeah.
You also have a countdown of 10.
It says Dyna Games, but it's the same.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
It's
that's,
okay. What?
Dyna Games was one of our.
¿Estamos?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go.
Let's go.
We are going to start in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have the 2 winners, Andrés Moyano, Javier Eduardo Martínez Correa.
Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations to those
Where's the sound effects? Sound effects.
Sound effects.
Yeah. Sorry. You are. We need Will with a sound effects.
Sound effects machine. That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Well.
Congratulations.
What's next?
Yeah, the winners, los ganadores, tienen que escribir a Dynafest en Instagram, @dyna.fest. Envían su mail, su teléfono y su nombre completo. ¿Sí? Su WhatsApp y su nombre completo. Mail, WhatsApp y nombre completo. Al Instagram ponen @Dynafest, me gané la masterclass de Diego Viegas y me lo mandan. ¿Ok?
Bien.
Y ahí lo
What's
vemos.
next?
Let's go
Next
with
hashtag.
the
Next
second. Yeah, the second raffle. I'm going to write down the hashtag, and meanwhile they write down their hashtags, I'm going to explain what we are going to give away. Así que el hashtag va a ser Diego Viegas, curso completo. Attention to this, because this course is worth about $600. Este curso vale unos $600, ¿sí? Diego lo va actualizando cada año, así que el valor puede variar, pero estén atentos. Para Argentina tienen algunas facilidades, si a alguien le interesa, por supuesto, este curso. Ahí le estoy poniendo el nuevo hashtag. Recuerden que no participan los que ya ganaron. Así que tenemos Diego Viegas curso completo, DB curso completo. And I'm going to share my screen here. We have, bueno, tenemos. Estoy mezclando los idiomas. Este es el curso de Diego Viegas, es un desglose visual de los ejercicios que tienen en el curso. Van a empezar produciendo una calavera, la van a llevar a un modelo realista, van a usar estos renders, van a crear UVs para entender cómo texturizar, cómo llevarla a videojuegos, UVs. Después van a encontrar texturizado por PBR o PBR, ray tracing, cómo generar profundidad, translucency o translucidez, y van a ver algunas cositas de animación, ¿sí? Cómo mover esta figura, digamos, animada para hacer un buen desarrollo ahí visual. Después van a estar viendo cómo generar como estas pecheras, ¿sí? Y accesorios de este estilo que les van a servir, bueno, para sus figuras. Finalmente, acá van a generar un modelo, puede ser que generen este modelo o van a tener cómo se generó este modelo del Airborne Sim, ¿sí? Fíjense qué buena figura de los videojuegos, Airborne Sim. Y finalmente venía esto. Van a hacer como un ejercicio que tiene que ver con construcción de ropa o generación de ropa en Marvelous Designer, ¿sí?
Wow,
y en
this is
ZBrush.
great.
Yeah, they're going
really
to
good.
see dynamics of
It's
Marvelous.
very complete.
Yeah, really complete course. Así que bueno, ya estamos. Ya pusieron un montón de hashtags, Dani, podemos ir sorteando.
Okay.
Muchísimas gracias a Diego Viegas ahí por los cursos. Recuerden que es un curso completo que dura 4 meses. La masterclass dura un solo día.
You guys better take Diego out for dinner.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great giveaway.
It's a really nice giveaway. Yeah. One of the best we had in the Dynafest.
We have 10.
Pará, Dani. No está mostrando.
Oh, man.
You need to show the screen.
All again. Let's all again.
Okay,
I thought I was... perdón, pensé que estábamos...
No, it was my screen. Estábamos ahí está, otra vez. Vamos.
Let's do it again.
Debe curso completo. Recuerden que es el curso de Diego Viegas. Un ganador, sí. No duplicados. Y confirmamos. Ahí estamos.
Ok, en 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
Vamos.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Uno.
And we have the winner, Juan Pablo Ospina.
Congratulations, Juan Pablo.
And-
Congratulations.
Hooray! There you go.
We are fine-tuning these sound effects.
Yeah.
Thanks for the heads up, Will. Bueno, ya está. Juan Pablo, envíanos tu nombre, WhatsApp, Instagram y correo electrónico. Bueno, Instagram ya va a estar al @dyna.fest. ¿Sí?
Okay.
Así nos llevamos. Ahí estamos.
Do we have more?
Sí, tenemos 2 más.
Okay.
3 más en realidad. No sé si es mucho tiempo, pero ya como arrancan ahora en marzo, tendríamos que darlos.
Okay.
Bueno, vamos.
Me metemos.
Rapidito. Sí. Vamos con... Voy a poner acá. El hashtag va a ser Kyoto beca curso dibujo. Beca curso dibujo. Ok. Sorry, I hope it's not late for you. Will you tell us in case you need to go or something? Okay. Fortunately, we have some giveaways, so this is good for our audience.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you can take a look on what we have to give away to. I'm going to change the screen. So we have this. Oops, sorry. This my microphone fell. Okay, we have a digital drawing course, un curso de dibujo digital que arranca ahora en marzo, ¿sí?
Ya.
Y sí, el comienzo de cursar en marzo, ahora, en la semana que viene. 12 semanas, ¿sí? Van a ser 3 meses, una vez por semana. El horario va a ser los jueves, es online, este es online también. Así que modalidad online por Zoom en vivo, con nuestro querido amigo Sebastián Crespo, que es un genio. La tiene súper clara en dibujo anime y dibujo digital. Así que bueno, acá el profesor va a ser Ravi Draw, pero bueno, la escuela la dirige nuestro querido amigo Sebastián Crespo. Así que bueno, si ya tenemos los hashtags, podríamos sortear. Cambiar la pantalla. Este curso sale 45.000 pesos o $45.
¿Un ganador?
Un solo ganador. No, dos. Tenemos 2. Tenemos 2 ganadores.
Two winners.
2 winners. 2 possible winners.
Le damos,
For our digital drawing course.
Cargamos. Loading. Y...
¿Eliminaste los duplicados?
Sí, señor.
Muy bien, vamos.
Yes, sir. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we have the winner! Winners! There you go.
It's a bit clumsy.
Diego Morino and Luxor Design.
Lucio, mira Lucio.
Qué grande, te ganaste algo al final, Lucio.
Congratulations.
Oh, well.
Congratulations, our friends. Again. Necesito que me manden los datos por Dynafest. Nombre, WhatsApp, email y bueno, y su Instagram. Bueno, felicitaciones. The last one, el último. Atención.
Uno más.
Atención porque este curso es presencial. Tenés que estar en Buenos Aires, en Capital o en alrededores. It's a course that you need to. How do you say presencial in English? It's not online. It's when you need to go to the course to attend the course in person. Yeah, in person. Es presencial, ¿sí? Así que por favor no pongan hashtag los que no son de Argentina, porque este curso es presencial el que se viene.
O ahora, los que son de Argentina y no van a poder ir después. O sea,
claro,
solo los que tienen intenciones de ir y tomar el curso.
Los que están en Buenos Aires, ¿sí? o alrededores y pueden asistir. Bien. Ahí voy a mostrar el curso.
Mandale el hashtag mientras tanto.
Sí, es verdad. Va a ser... Hashtag Kyoto beca completa. Presencial. Ahí está. Claudio, me digas eso, sí. Sorry guys, this is in person. Así que tenemos acá, personaje de manga, es el curso completo. Fíjense las ilustraciones y la da Sebastián Crespo esta, con Ravi Draw. Empieza en junio de 2024, es una vez por semana, son los sábados, así que es muy accesible. Sábados de 4:30 a 7:30. La modalidad es presencial, atención con esto. Así que esto acorta los ganadores, ¿eh? Atención, ¿eh? Y el lugar es en Ascuénaga 714, que es acá en Capital Federal, cerca del obelisco casi, diría. Bueno, acá tienen preguntas frecuentes, acá está el link, ¿no? Bueno, quieren inscribirme. Cualquier cosa tiene la dirección acá arriba. Bueno, así que el valor total es de 80.000 pesos, o sea que serían unos $80 argentinos ahora. Así que, pero bueno, para el exterior siempre sale más caro, igual este es presencial. Así que, bueno, gente, ¿ya estamos con los presenciales? Sí, si no tenés suerte en este, que es presencial y son... acá la gente de Buenos Aires es un curso, bueno, particular, ¿no? Va a ser más acotado. So, Dani, ¿se vio mi pantalla? Sí, ¿no?
Sí, sí,
mostrando,
yes,
sí. Listo.
yes. Okay, let's go.
This is the last one, Will.
In 10, 9, 6, 5, 3, 2, 1. We have the winner, Diego Muñoz.
Diego Muñoz. Felicitaciones. No habías ganado nada, Diego, ¿no? Mirá, dice, no. Diego Muñoz decía, mirá, justo dice, recomiendo poner 2 ganadores por si se cuela uno que no puede. Bueno, Diego, justo, si no podés, se lo damos a alguien. No sé. Bueno, está. Congratulations,
Diego.
Well, mandame todos tus datos, mandanos ahí el Instagram, teléfono, mail y todo a Dynafest. A la página, al Instagram. So, well, now it's time to end.
It's time to go.
Our special host. Time to go. Yeah. Thank you so much, Will. It's a blessing to have you here always.
Thank you, guys.
You're always you're like a third part of our live stream.
Yeah.
You're not like a guest.
Real.
No, for real, dude. For real. I every single time you were here, I enjoyed a lot. People too. I think they learn that I appreciate your work, your time, your explanation, your creative mind. Everything from you, man, it's really inspiring, it's motivating, not just for the people here, it's for me, for Cloud, for everyone who sees your work, and you as a person as well, because you could be an amazing artist and a not so good person, but you are both amazing as a person and as an artist, and this is a privilege for me, for Cloud, and of course for Sideshow to have you on board, of course, and for all the collectors and the people of the audience, the community as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you. And well, Cloud, it is time to go have dinner or something like that because I'm starving.
It's late there, right?
It is late. It's almost midnight, but it was amazing. It was amazing, and we made history here because we make a full reveal of 2 statues the first time at Sideshow Collectible. So that was awesome. That was awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. Well, Claudio, you're not here. You're just mute. You're
what
mute.
The heck?
Yeah.
Amateur.
Yeah. We're not hearing you.
Yeah, there we go. We don't need him.
There you go. He left.
Nothing. Nada.
No, nothing. Nada. Nada. Well, thank you.
Take care,
thank you.
Friend.
Thank you, Will. Thank you, Claude. Thank you, audience. Bye-bye. See you next week. Bye.